Ladies and gentlemen, this video is called The Man Who Tried to Cure Joker by Comic Stories. Look, I want to do this. It's really boils down to that, right? I'm currently in my comic hero phase. Like every 3-4 years, I get into like my comic hero phase, which lasts for about like 2 to 3 weeks. And this week, I was sort of bedridden, and I just went on the internet, and YouTube Shorts just kept showing me DC animated clips, which I really need to watch. But like all these like DC shows, but I've just not. One, I don't have the time. Two, I don't have the attention span. If I'm being completely honest. But I would just like thinking to myself, you know what? I kind of just want to like see more DC stuff. And as I was watching more shorts, more other things got recommended, and so this one got recommended. If in case you don't know, the Joker is probably my. I want to say he's my favorite character of all time. When I was younger, I could say so definitely, but like I said, that's because I usually have like comic phase, and in that comic phase, the Batman and Joker as two of my all-time favorite characters of all time. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that when I was a kid, when I was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, all I used to do was read Sherlock Holmes, and obviously Batman being like based on Sherlock Holmes. I thought, to me it's just the modern Sherlock Holmes. I know it's not quite that, but anyway, let's watch this. The Man Who Tried to Cure Joker. You might see a few videos like these, and then you might not see them again ever for like 2 to 3 years, because like I said, I do have my comic book phases. So I always like watch videos like these for like a couple of weeks, and then I just as I do with everything, I just never watch it again, and then like come back in a few years time. So we'll see how things pan out.
We find ourselves in Arkham Asylum, where psychotherapist Dr. Benjamin Arnell is talking to the Joker. You see, Ben wants to be the first person to diagnose and cure Joker's madness. But Joker simply laughs at his idea, remarking that all of this doesn't matter since no one can bring back the hundreds he's already killed, and tells him that his actions are driven by ego rather than concern for others. His colleague, Dr. Marie Hutchins, reviews the footage of the session and asks if the Joker might be right about Ben's reasons for seeking a cure. But Ben explains that if he can cure Joker, they could develop a model to help other patients with similar psychosis.
I'm afraid I'm not going to recommend extending your treatment of this patient.
His colleague informs him that he has 2 more weeks left with Joker because she's afraid that...
2 more weeks, Ben. I won't risk losing another young mind to that animal.
Like Harley. Gets frustrated, but assures her that 2 weeks will be enough because he feels so close to finally understanding
he's referring to Harley.
He then returns home to his family.
Daddy's home.
He hugs his son and watches his wife.
I don't know anything about cars. I know that's an Audi. Alright? I don't know much about cars. I do know that.
Turns home to his family.
Daddy's home.
He hugs his son and watches his wife order some food.
Hey, that's mine.
Happiness, laughter. Yes, laughter most of all. That is true beauty.
Oh no.
He puts his son to bed and begins to
He's
read
gonna
him
see
a bedtime story.
the Joker
A
laughing.
story about a happy place called Happyville, and a character named Mr. Smiles, who killed everyone.
Jesus.
Ben asks his son named Simon where he got the book, but the child tells him that Ben was the one who gave it to him.
Oh boy.
Ben is shocked, as he can't remember doing that, while his son starts crying and pleading.
Look, I hope you don't mind me going back a little bit, alright? This story immediately reminded me. Actually, I don't know why, but like the first thing I thought of when I started playing this was Monster. For those of you guys that have seen Monster, I think you know what the storybook, the main storybook in Monster that I'm referring to. What's it called? The Monster Without a Name, I think it's called. I think that's what the storybook in the Monster TV series is called. The anime / manga is called. I think it's called The Monster Without a Name or something. I think that's the title of the book. And that's what this reminded me of. And then it like took a dark turn, and it reminded me of that even more.
Ben is shocked.
He's turning.
Remember doing that.
Laughter
While
and
his son
happy
starts
will.
crying and pleading for him to read more. Ben simply kisses him goodnight and wishes him well.
You okay?
Yeah, I just...
You've been off all week, Ben. What's going on?
Oh boy.
Nothing. It's nothing. Just work. Tired, I think.
His wife then expresses her concerns about Ben and his stress levels, also mentioning her fear of the Joker, who constantly manages to break out of prisons.
Yeah.
Ben reassures her that she has nothing to worry about, so she kisses him and they go to
The
sleep.
Joker's gonna ruin
But
him,
when
basically.
Ben closes his eyes,
He
he sees a balloon.
Ooh. Is that a
And
Rorschach?
that's when he wakes up to a sound coming from his office downstairs.
Hello? Is someone down there?
Okay, we've all done this before. Unfortunately, look, fortunately, actually, for me, no one's ever been there.
Ben, what are you doing down here?
Nothing. It's okay. Just checking something in my office. Go back to sleep, baby.
What? Sleep? Ben, it's almost 8.
What? No, I just woke up and...
Ben gets confused, but his wife informs him that they have no time because they will be late for work. And that's when we see Ben talking to the Joker again,
Oh, okay.
discussing the time the Joker managed to trap a group of people underwater with fish that had creepy smiles.
What?
But the fish... How did you do that?
Yeah!
A magician never reveals his secrets, Benji.
They then start talking about Joker's early life, and Joker asks Ben if he wants to know more about the place where he came from. Ben says that he does, and Joker tells him that he comes from a happy place. called
Happyville.
Until Mr. Smiles came to town.
Ben quickly goes to the bathroom, still puzzled about how Joker could have possibly known about the book in Happyville. And that's when he notices something. He decides to open the door and finds a dead man. Ben is shocked and slips on the blood, but then
What the hell, man?
he realizes all of this was just an illusion.
You see, Ben, after Mr.
Okay, see, right at this moment, right, I would go back to like the Chief of Arkham and I'd be like, you know what? Call the Batman. I think he's got me. I think he's infected me. Call him. Like I wouldn't. You know what? I would not have an ego. I would admit defeat at this point. I'd say, you know what? I'm losing a psychological game. You know, my psychosis, it has been compromised. Call the Batman and make sure that I've not been infected with like some, you know, Joker gas or anything of that sort. That's what I would do. I wouldn't hesitate. All right. Granted, if I was in that situation, I would be the kind of person that would try and like deduce, not deduce, maybe that's the wrong word, but I would try to get an inter-perspective look at the Joker. Like I'm the kind of person that would actually like go there and you know, take that risk. Not if he's escaped like 50 times, I wouldn't do it. But like, you know, if in real life, if it's like a criminal and I get a chance to like actually speak to that criminal and like, you know, not interrogate them, interview them, I would definitely take the opportunity.
Mr. Smiles came to town, Happyville wasn't so happy anymore.
After
did you get
this,
the crayons
Ben's mental
from?
state clearly deteriorates. He begins having strange dreams about Arkham's inmates and Joker, highlighting the profound impact the Joker has on him.
No, stop!
Ben, are you okay?
What is it? What's going on?
He's gonna end up killing
Is
his
this
wife,
real?
isn't it?
What?
In the morning, Ben's son Simon is watching the interactive tale of Mr. Smiles on his phone. He also tells his father a joke about a clown, but Ben gets angry and tells him to go put on his shoes. When Simon tries to go downstairs, Ben quickly grabs his hand, instructing him to never go near his office as there are things there he shouldn't see.
There are two worlds, and this place sits at the borderline between them.
Morning, Doc.
Good morning, Harvey. Sleep well?
Not really. I was up half the night.
That's funny.
And that's when Ben meets with Joker for another session. Ben tries to find out what scares Joker, but Joker starts to talk about the world's sickness and insanity, claiming that humanity is the one that can't live in reality, not him. Ben then asks Joker about his first encounter with Batman, to which Joker describes Batman as his true and only soulmate. But that's when Joker shifts the conversation by asking Ben about his wife, Anna, and his son, Simon.
How do you know their names?
His colleague rushes
in the
in with
basement.
a guard to stop Ben. She then tells him that it's clear Joker is trying to get into his head and advises him to relax. However, Ben responds by saying that he'll need more than 3 weeks to cure Joker.
3 weeks?
Mate,
It's already been...
A guard interrupts them, and she quickly
how
advises
long has
them
it
to
been?
stay
Like
off
5
before
months or
rushing
something?
away.
When I step inside Arkham, I step into the other world. I know this. And when I come home, I leave it behind. I cannot allow it to bleed over.
I clocked that. Why don't
When I come
crocodile?
home.
Why don't cannibal eat clowns? The same one that his son was saying. I clocked that. I saw that even though it was only on the screen for half a
Cannot
second.
allow it to bleed over. I cannot allow the other world to touch this one. See? Can you pass the salt? See?
This is
Ben
freaky.
starts hallucinating again and realizes he needs answers from the Joker immediately. How did Joker know his wife's and son's names, and how did he know about Happyville?
He's
Clearly in a
talked about it
terrible
all.
mental state, Ben quickly gets up from the table and rushes to his car. His family tries to stop him, but
Be careful, Doc.
Get up.
Ben arrives at Joker's cell and begins shouting, demanding to know how Joker acquired
How
information
long
about
has
his
it
family.
been?
He insists that he never mentioned their names during the 3 weeks of treatment. But that's when Joker reveals that the treatment hasn't actually been going on for 3 weeks. Because Ben has been treating him for 3
years!
years.
No.
But that is not the
Yes!
best part, Benjamin. I know Anna and Simon's names because
Yeah,
you
of
told
course.
me months ago.
No. Stop
You
it.
told me
Please.
right after Anna left you and took your son with her.
Okay. When you stare into the
And that's
abyss.
when Ben discovers that every day he spent with his family was merely an illusion he created for
When you
himself.
stare into the abyss.
Anna.
He rushes back home,
Stares
only to
right
find
back
it
at you.
empty, and then he realizes that
There are 2 worlds. But what happens when you no longer know which one you're in?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo!
Boo-hoo. No need to cry. It's only a joke. Only a joke.
Ben returns to Arkham, but this time he has a plan. He knocks out the security and makes his way to the Joker.
Okay.
He starts beating him, demanding to know what he did to him. But Joker simply explains that it's not him, it's the world. The madness of society and its people has
Look
finally
how
led Ben to
easily-
see the absurdity of life that the Joker has always perceived. Ben starts
I blame his colleague. I'll say it right now. I blame his colleague. And you don't want to know why? You don't know why? The second he said, 3 weeks, and she was like, 3 weeks! And then, before she got interrupted, it was her fault. It was her fault.
crying
She should
and
have
tells Joker that
caught
he
on
has
immediately.
managed to broke him. But Joker once again blames the world, grabs Ben's face, and tells him that it's time for revenge. The alarm goes off, and security rushes to the prison, but it's already too late, because following the Joker's instructions, Ben has already freed all the prisoners.
Of course he has.
Joker then gives Ben an address where his family is living and tells him that's where they will begin.
He's
Once he was
gonna...
free of the magic castle, Mr. Smiles decided to throw a party for his new pal, the Sad Doctor, and all of his friends were invited too. The Crocodile Man came, and so did the Scarecrow, and even the Man with 2 faces. They all hacked and slashed and gouged, and the party was a big
Batman,
success.
where are you, my
But
friend?
some people wanted to ruin the party.
Freeze!
They wanted to ruin all the fun. And the Sad Doctor knew what he had to do.
Gone.
Bang.
Gone. Gone.
Mr. Smiles took the Sad Doctor's hand and led him to the greatest place in all of Happyville. It was a magical place, filled with toys and games and laughter. The Sad Doctor needed laughter most of all, and Mr. Smiles knew how to fix everything. He knew just what to do to make the Sad Doctor happy again. But now it's time for another story, and this one is about a very, very bad man. A man who wanted to ruin everything in Happyville. The bad man's name was Mr. Pouts, and all Mr. Pouts ever wanted to do was make the laughter stop.
Batman shows up and starts fighting Joker. He screams at him, demanding to know what he has done to the Doctor. But Joker grabs Batman and quickly instructs Ben to run to his family.
What have you done to that man?
Oh, this is a good one. A long-term project of mine.
Joker then informs Batman about the Doctor and his family and challenges him to choose between saving them or capturing him.
Always the choice.
And that's when we see the Doctor wearing a clown mask. He breaks into his wife's apartment through the window. And upon seeing her, he immediately points his gun at her, shouting that she's finally seeing the real Ben. His wife breaks down in tears, begging him not to shoot her, but Ben remains unmoved until
Daddy?
their child enters.
Is he gonna?
the scene.
He's not.
Ben tells us that Joker showed him that the happy place he once knew no longer exists, and that it was never meant for him anyway, because the Joker revealed to Ben who he truly is.
I failed. I fell. I lost. But I won't let him win. I won't let him poison everything. I see now that there is one thing that can never be taken away, no matter how far we fall. Hope. And I won't let him take that too.
Oh, mi hermano.
And that's when we see Ben talking with his colleague, but this time, Ben
Behind
is the
the
one sitting
cell.
behind bars. Ben says that he regrets everything that Joker made him do, while his colleague tries to calm him down, telling him that Joker is simply a disease that corrupts everything it touches.
Joker used me, and now he's out there
Yeah.
in the open. And if he really is a disease, then what do we do when it starts to spread?
The only thing we can, Ben, we wait for the darkness to pass. And we pray that hope is enough.
Nah, this was a dark story. I mean, it's sort of what you expect, really. You know, when you read or watch, I guess in this case, a Joker story, it's sort of what you expect, like a very dark tale of typically what you see is like, you know, a mind getting broken. And typically it's the Joker's mind that you see getting broken, which is why I've always found him so fascinating. You know, characters like the Joker, or someone like Johan from Monster. I keep referencing Monster today, I don't know why. But like characters like that who are just psychologically gone, either psychopaths or sociopaths, or maybe sometimes even both. You know, when you see characters like these, I find those to be the most interesting and fascinating characters out there, because I always think, you know, I know it's like the cliche thing, but it's like the one bad day, you know, what's it, what's that story called, is it Death in the Family, that one? I'm not sure. I'm a fake fan, all right? Like, so don't come at me, but I'm like a fake fan, all right? So, but I think it's called the you know, A Death in the Family, where spoilers, timeout, spoilers, where you know, skip this video. Thank you for watching. See you all later. From here on out, it's a little bit of spoilers. I don't know for how long, but oh well. Where it ends with Batman supposedly killing the Joker, where they're both laughing at the end, and Batman goes like, you know, we can't do this forever, man. You know, you've done all this, and you know, it's the one where he cripples and kills, and you know, Barbara Gordon, and does he kill Robin? I'm not sure, but I know he cripples Barbara Gordon, and then he actually like ruins, or maybe he kills. Who does he kill? You see, that's what I mean. Like every like 2 or 3 years, I watch these videos and I learn these stories and relearn these stories again, you know, and see which ones are new, so on and so forth. But like because I'm such a fake fan where I only like care like every 2 to 3 years, it's not like I know these like stories off by heart, or I know more than like what YouTube would tell you. But yeah, like, you know, that story to me, I've always thought very interesting, because like he's breaking these people down, and he's breaking Gordon to like, you know, his fundamental nature, but Gordon remains strong from what I remember. And it's this whole idea of like, you know, one bad day could turn you from a normal person into the absolute worst of humanity. And in this case, it wasn't a one bad day. It was one day where the realization came back, but it was 3 freaking years, brother. So yeah, very fun story, very fun video. Let me know if there's any like other ones that I should check out. Like I said, you might want to hurry because I'm currently in my DC phase, and who knows how long. Oh, not just DC, but it's mainly just DC really. I'm currently in my phase, so who knows how long this will last. By the time you see this video, it might already be over. But if you leave me recommendations, I might try and get these all in ASAP before like I do the typical thing where I stop watching DC for like a couple of years before I then come back and then start binging it again. So yeah, look, I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Everyone, thank you for being on this journey, and peace out until then.